once we have a take that is what's on the page, we have a little freedom to try some new things. And sometimes you find something in that spontaneity that's created in a moment that if those cameras weren't there, you wouldn't be able to ever get it again.
Well,
Hi, Rachel.
hello. It is so nice to talk to you, Corey. The sheriff is my favorite character. So
Oh, thank
I'm so
you. Thank
excited.
you.
Well, I want to start you off with a fun question, and that is if you could play any other character in Resident Alien besides the sheriff, who would it be?
Harry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, easy.
That's a
Easy. It's an interesting situation because there's been other people who have played Harry now. Alex Borstein, when Harry became her character, she had to play Harry, and very briefly, Sarah had to play Harry when he transformed into Asta. When we came to look for him and discovered the botulism, so other people have stepped into the performance of Harry in very brief ways. So it is something that's possible, but yeah, easily Harry. Alan is so. Um, I just finished watching. No, go to bed. I'm sorry, Bobo. Go to bed. Go to bed. My dog has. It's a long story. He's got a mess on him, and I don't have time to clean him right now. So I need him to just stay in bed for a moment. Anyway, Alan's performance. I just watched 301 through 304, and it's just it's he I can't I feel like I don't know, I'm gonna date myself here a little bit here with my age, but there was this I think his name was Sniggly or something like that, this dog, and he would do the kind of laughing. And that's what I find myself doing the entire show, watching Alan just kind of sitting there and quietly just laughing to myself at every little mannerism, every little tick, every little delivery of a word in a unique way that's unique to this alien trying to pretend to be a human. It's just great. It's just great. It's the best job I ever had.
Well, then I am rooting for you to get a chance to play Harry then, because I didn't even think, hey, that could happen.
Totally, totally. You know
Anything
what I
can
mean?
happen.
That's something that could happen. You know, it's only for a few seconds. You know what I mean? But it's fun.
Well, your character is going to be unknowingly working with one of the Greys, but Mike is a character you really want to mess with. So, how would you describe the duo this season?
Yeah, he makes a bad choice with the. I mean, on paper, the Joseph character looks, perfect for what he's looking for, and he I think sees a winner in him, which just keeps him going. But yeah, I think they're slowly on a collision course because there's several different facets to the show. It's almost like each a character has their own little world that they're living in, and live in Mike's world, which is kind of so separate from Harry and Austin, what they're doing. We're chasing them. We're like in the story wise, we're 2 steps behind them the whole way, and we started off 5 steps behind them, and now we're 4 steps, then 3 steps. So eventually, these worlds are going to collide in some way that I think might lead to some interesting discoveries for Mike by the end of the season.
Well, I am also a huge fan of his dynamic with Liv. I mean, they have such a comedic partnership, I would say.
I'm
So,
a huge fan as well. Yeah.
what can fans expect from that dynamic for season three?
Oh, you're going to see a lot of hopefully what you've come to enjoy, which is I think once the audience discovered the emotional component to Mike and the aspects of insecurity that he carries that really influences how he engages with people, this whole overdoing everything to compensate for this hole that lives inside of him emotionally, is like but I think one thing that's great is that definitely lives. She's like Neo in the Matrix with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she just slows bullets and dodges and like bullet because he can never get her. You know what I mean? I was saying in one of the interviews, it's kind of like the coyote and the roadrunner. She bats it all back. And that's an interesting dynamic for the two of us. We have so much fun together. and we get to improvise a lot. And the one thing we do is we fight to see who's going to get the last line in the scene. So if you're watching the show and you're seeing us going back and forth at the end of the scene, it literally is both of us trying to have the last line in the scene. So we do that quite often.
Well, on the same note as what you were just saying, Mike ends up pursuing a little bit of a romance last season.
Yes.
Are you excited to be exploring kind of this unseen side to him?
Yeah, I think it exposes another aspect of Mike that might need a little work, and that's he's pretty set in his ways of what the dynamics of a relationship should be. And as with most things, his insecurities lead him down a path that he probably will regret. But it's been a great, it's been a cool new dynamic to bring to the storytelling with my character. So I'm happy about it.
Well, like I said, Sheriff Mike is my favorite character, and part of that is because of his dialogue. So I am curious if you have a favorite line of his that you delivered.
Oh, probably I hate to interrupt this little stroll down who gives a shit lane. I think that was one of my favorites, which was an ad lib. I think what's great about what we're able to do on the show as actors is once we have a take that is what's on the page, we have a little freedom to try some new things. And sometimes you find something in that spontaneity that's created in a moment that if those cameras weren't there, you wouldn't be able to ever get it again. And so what's thrilling for us as the actors is that it makes it into the show. I mean, everybody does things that might end up on the editing floor or stuff, but Chris is really open to the idea of whatever he feels like is going to serve the story the best, that's what's going to make it in. And if that's something that comes from the writer's pen or from the actor's mind or from him on the set in a moment, let's get it. Let's try it. So that's nice.
All right. Well, it is about time for me to wrap, but thank you so much for chatting with me, Corey.
Thank you for chatting and thank you for watching.
Of course. Can't wait to
That's right. And you can catch us on February 14th on a simulcast on USA and on Sci-Fi. And they just announced today season 1 and 2 will be dropping on Netflix on February 13th.
Oh, Netflix. That's awesome.
Everybody get their Resident Alien feel. Eat it all up. Nom, 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 nom. You know what I mean? Get it from all over the place.